Something is happening in the music industry. Something so strange, so unexpected, that even the biggest fan pages are whispering instead of posting. And it all starts with one question the internet can't stop asking. Did Nicki Minaj just expose Beyoncé? And why did Jay-Z finally break his silence after years of staying out of messy celebrity drama? Because what began as a small misunderstanding, a simple commentary, has now spiraled into a storm so loud that even the quiet corners of the industry are trembling. A private conversation leaked. A cryptic like from Nicki Minaj. A sudden shift in Beyoncé's inner circle. And Jay-Z, calm, calculated, always silent, now stepping forward with words the public wasn't supposed to hear. Fans are calling it a hidden war. Others say it's the beginning of a new power shift. But behind the glamorous photos, the flawless performances, and the polished PR statements, something darker is brewing. And tonight, we're diving into everything the blogs won't show you. Every clue. Every shadow. Every voice behind the curtain. Because this time, the truth isn't just shocking, it's dangerous. The moment that first clip surfaced, the entire timeline froze like someone had slammed a hand on the emergency brake. It wasn't loud. It wasn't chaotic. It wasn't even a full video. Just a few seconds of muffled audio, a shadowy figure, and a single sentence whispered like a warning. She wasn't supposed to say that about Beyoncé. Nobody knew who said it, when it was recorded, or whether it was even real, but that didn't matter. Within minutes, fan pages, gossip blogs, and private Twitter circles were erupting with theories. And right at the center of the digital wildfire, Nicki Minaj's name was burning hottest. Because earlier that same day, Nicki had liked a post. Not a dramatic post, not a call-out, nothing aggressive at all. Just a soft, subtle, almost innocent post talking about how certain people pretend to be queens while hiding behind billion-dollar shields. To the untrained eye, it looked random. But to a fanbase that has studied every breath, every blink, every move of their favorite artist, it felt intentional. It felt loaded. And it felt like a quiet shot at Beyoncé. But what nobody expected was how the silence after that like would make things worse. Nicki didn't explain the like. She didn't tweet. She didn't go live. She didn't drop a comment. Nothing. Total stillness. And that stillness, it created a vacuum that the internet immediately filled with panic. Then, things took a stranger turn. Because while Nicki was silent, Cardi B was spiraling in public. Armon Wiggins had given a small commentary, just a simple personal opinion on Cardi's sudden political endorsement, and Cardi reacted like someone had pulled the pin out of a grenade. She called Angela Yee behind the scenes, furious. She went live. She shouted. She threatened. She hinted that she knew where people went, who they met, what they did. People started whispering, she's losing control. She's not okay. Something else is happening here. And that's exactly when fans began connecting dots they were never supposed to connect. Because in the middle of Cardi's rage, a few fan accounts noticed something chilling. Jay-Z had made a private appearance at a closed-door industry event the very same week. The kind of event where phones are sealed, cameras aren't allowed, and every conversation has layers behind it. Someone who claimed to be there anonymously posted a message saying Jay-Z was talking about artists who create chaos when they feel the pressure of fading influence. Nobody knew if it was real. But it spread like gasoline meeting fire. Suddenly, the theories shifted. This wasn't just Cardi versus Armon. This wasn't even about Nicki liking a suspicious post. This was something bigger, something tied to power, image, and influence at the highest levels of the industry. And the idea that Jay-Z might be quietly acknowledging the situation only fueled the mystery further. The whispers got louder. Some people claimed Beyoncé's team was watching everything closely, waiting for the perfect moment to respond. Others said Nicki's silence was strategic, that she was letting the internet drag Cardi into deeper chaos while she prepared a move of her own. And some believed there was a secret rift between Beyoncé and Nicki long before this, something that had been brewing beneath the surface for years. But the real twist came when a new rumor slipped into the conversation. Soft, small, almost easy to miss, Nicki knows something about Beyoncé that the public isn't ready for. That single sentence spread across fan pages like a virus. People went wild with speculation. Some said it was about a hidden deal. Others claimed it was about a private fallout. A few even whispered about a leaked email chain that supposedly contained dangerous truths. No one knew which, if any, were real. But one thing was undeniable. Everywhere you looked, every conversation, every comment section, every video thread, the energy had shifted. Something was different. Something was off. Something was rising. And through all of this, Jay-Z finally stepped forward, calm, controlled, choosing his words like someone handling fire with bare hands. He didn't mention names. He didn't accuse anyone. But he did address the idea of artists using drama to distract from internal instability, and that single comment was enough for the internet to explode all over again. Because now the question wasn't just, what did Nicki do? It was, why did Jay-Z feel the need to speak now? And if he spoke, who was he really talking about? And that's when the industry went from whispering to watching. Everyone knew the next move would expose the truth, or bury it deeper. Whatever was coming next, it wasn't going to be small. The night after Jay-Z's subtle yet unmistakable statement, the atmosphere online twisted into something darker. It wasn't just regular gossip anymore. This felt coordinated, tense, like the industry had quietly taken its positions behind invisible battle lines. Fans weren't just watching drama, they were witnessing a shift, a crack forming between people who had once appeared unshakable. And deep within that crack, Nicki Minaj's silence continued to echo louder than any rant, tweet, or livestream ever could. But silence always has a cost. Because when Nicki refused to speak, the internet filled the gap with a theory no one expected. A theory that claimed Beyoncé's team wasn't just observing, they were preparing. People started circulating screenshots, blurry and questionable, but still terrifying in implication. Emails, messages, old photos from backstage events hinting that something between Beyoncé and Nicki had been broken for years. Some said it began during a major award show. Others insisted it was tied to a collaboration that never saw the light of day. But the wildest rumor claimed Beyoncé once tried to warn someone not to trust Nicki's circle. No proof. No confirmation. Just whispers. But whispers can become storms in seconds. And while those rumors churned, Cardi B's meltdown kept fueling the fire. Every time she tried to defend herself, tried to joke, tried to appear unbothered, she only made the suspicion stronger that she wasn't fighting Armin anymore. She was fighting pressure from all sides, Nicki's silence, Beyoncé's shadow, Jay-Z's comment, the internet's judgment. People said she looked scared. People said she looked angry. People said she looked like someone who knew something she couldn't say out loud. Then came the clip that changed everything. It was late, almost 2 a.m., when a short audio recording started circulating. Nobody knew who posted it first, but within minutes it was everywhere. The clip was distorted, possibly edited, possibly fake, but the voice sounded eerily like someone fans recognized. A female voice, frustrated, sharp, saying, "Tell her she shouldn't have involved Beyoncé. This wasn't her fight." People claimed it was Nicki. Others said it wasn't. Some said it was someone from her team. Some insisted it was a deepfake. But the damage was already done. The internet doesn't wait for confirmation. It creates its own answers. The theory exploded overnight. Nicki didn't just expose drama, she dragged Beyoncé into a war Beyoncé never wanted. Fans of both artists split instantly. Barbs argued Nicki wasn't the type to start unnecessary fires, that she was only defending herself. Beehive members said Nicki was being reckless. Some even accused her of using Beyoncé's name for attention, something that lit up entire comment sections like wildfire. And while this chaos erupted, Jay-Z made another rare appearance, this time during a backstage conversation caught by someone with a too-open camera lens. He wasn't angry. He wasn't dramatic. But he did look disappointed, calmly saying something about how quickly things spiral when people forget what's real. The internet twisted that into 1,000 directions. Was he talking about Cardi losing control? Was he talking about Nicki stirring rumors? Was he talking about Beyoncé being dragged into something messy? Nobody knew. And Jay-Z's expression gave nothing away. But the strangest part, the part that sent chills through the entire fandom, was Beyoncé herself. Because while the world burned around her, while comments flooded, while accusations flew, while theories mutated into wild new shapes, Beyoncé remained silent. Truly silent. Not even a subtle like. Not even a cryptic caption. Nothing. Total digital absence. And that silence felt intentional. Like someone preparing a response that would shift everything. Or someone watching the pieces fall exactly where they needed to. By morning, one thing was clear. This wasn't just internet drama anymore. This was the calm before a storm the industry had been avoiding for years. The next 48 hours unfolded like a slow collision everyone saw coming but no one could stop. Every hour, new theories appeared, new sources emerged, and new clips were dissected frame by fans desperate to understand what was really happening behind those velvet-covered industry doors. But the strangest part, what made the tension almost unbearable, was how every move from Nicki Minaj, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z suddenly felt like a coded message. Nicki still hadn't spoken publicly, but late that night, she posted a single photo on Instagram. A dimly lit mirror selfie, no caption, no emojis, no explanations. Simple. Quiet. But the energy behind it? Heavy. Deliberate. Almost defiant. Within minutes, fans began analyzing every detail. The lighting, the background, the angle, the colors, as if the truth was hidden somewhere in the shadows. People claimed the photo was taken in a studio. Others said it was an old picture. One fan pointed out the reflection of a computer screen in the corner showing what looked like a news article. Another swore they saw a blurred name, Beyoncé's name. Whether it was real or imagined didn't matter. The speculation exploded. Meanwhile, Cardi B's behavior grew more erratic. She started liking random tweets at 3 a.m., then unliking them seconds later. She posted a story laughing, then deleted it. She hinted at fake people in the industry, then replaced the post with a hair tutorial. To some viewers, it looked like a woman trying to distract herself. To others, it looked like someone unraveling under pressure. And then, quietly, something else happened, something most people didn't notice at first. A well-known industry journalist tweeted, "Funny how certain alliances are shifting behind the scenes. The public has no idea what's coming." No names. No details. But the timing of that tweet, right between Nicki's mirror selfie and Cardi's deleted rant, was enough to send shockwaves through every corner of the internet. People started wondering if Beyoncé's team was preparing for an official move. Because when Beyoncé gets involved, it's never subtle. She doesn't tweet. She doesn't rant. She releases statements through the world itself, silent, cinematic, calculated. And that's exactly why her silence was becoming terrifying. It didn't feel like avoidance. It felt like planning. Then a new leak surfaced. A short message, allegedly from someone close to a major streaming platform. The message claimed the platform was preparing editorial adjustments due to potential fallout among top female artists. Again, no proof. But the timing couldn't have been worse. Or maybe couldn't have been better, for those feeding the fire. Suddenly the narrative shifted again. Is Beyoncé distancing herself from Nicki? Is Nicki preparing to reveal something huge? Is Jay-Z trying to calm a storm that's about to get bigger? Nobody knew, and the uncertainty only fed the drama. That evening, a blurry backstage video began circulating. Jay-Z standing near a railing, arms crossed, talking to someone whose face was off camera. His tone was tired, but firm. "This can't blow up bigger than it already has," he said. No names. No context. But those words, just 7 simple words, were enough to make the internet lose its mind. People claimed the person he was talking to was Beyoncé. Others said it was a publicist. Some insisted it was an executive from a major label. But the message was clear, something was spiraling out of control. And the more the video spread, the more people started looking at Nicki's silence differently. It wasn't calm. It wasn't passive. It was pressure. Real pressure. The kind that only forms when massive forces are pushing from every direction, waiting to see who breaks first. By midnight, one reality settled over the entire situation like a thick fog. Whatever this drama was turning into, the next move wouldn't come from Cardi. It wouldn't come from Armin. It wouldn't even come from Jay-Z. It would come from Beyoncé or Nicki, and whichever one moved first, would decide how this war truly begins. And now the question that has every timeline, fan page, and industry insider on edge becomes your question too. What do you think is really happening here? Because this situation isn't simple anymore. It's not just a misunderstanding, not just internet gossip, and definitely not just another celebrity disagreement. This is bigger, heavier, stranger, and the truth is unfolding in real time, right in front of all of us. But the final interpretation, that belongs to you. Do you think Nicki Minaj is silently preparing a move the industry isn't ready for? Do you believe Beyoncé's silence is a warning before something major drops? Do you think Jay-Z's rare comments were accidental or intentional? Or is all of this a chain reaction sparked by Cardi B's meltdown that spiraled far beyond anything she expected? Tell me in the comments below what your theory is, because this story is getting darker, deeper, and messier with every new leak, every unseen clip, every cryptic post. And trust me, the next update is guaranteed to shake things even more. So before you go, make sure you hit that like button if you're hooked on this ongoing chaos, because your support helps this investigation go further. Drop a comment telling me whose side, whose silence, and whose actions you believe the most. And if you're new here, or if you don't want to miss the next shocking turn in this story, then subscribe right now, and turn on notifications, because part 2 of this saga is coming, and you do not want to hear it late. The industry may be silent, but the truth is getting louder. And when the next piece drops, you'll want to be here the moment it happens. So subscribe, comment your theory, and let's uncover this together.